Congratulations, first of all, on acceding to the new role. When you look at the United States of America, overnight we have this news flow, Trump has fired the head of the FBI. But when I look at what's going on in the United States of America, the Affordable Care Act is at a critical point. So your whole industry, the pricing of drugs, we're at a critical moment of repealing the Obamacare law. What are the implications? What are the big implications as you sit and you look at the changing landscape of U.S. drug administration policy?
So short term, looking at 2017, I believe there's limited impact on Novo Nordisk and probably also the industry. But I also see that the industry is actually taking actions to address some of the affordability issues on drugs. And there's been a lot of talk about developing high list price increases. The reality is that when you look at the net price after rebates, that price increase is quite limited. And we have seen a number of companies taking initiative to also make sure that those who are outside insurance schemes or have high deductible plans actually are helped by getting access to affordable medicines, and in the case of Novo Nordisk, affordable insulins.
And affordable insulin. When you look at the landscape for pricing, in the introduction there I said, look, Sanofi announced that they're going to pledge to limit their prices. You've already made a similar pledge. Do we need to get used to the fact that pricing is now going to be so commoditized in your business that this pricing pressure is going to build?
We do see more products competing in the long-acting insulin segment, which means that there's more price competition. So the US market is an open economy, so more supply also leads to price competition. I think when we look at some of the patient issues where people end up paying list prices, that the industry has to come together and address, because it's never been the intention that people should pay list prices when we give rebates that gets to a lower level of the net price. So there are some structures in the US that's highly complex that we need to be a part of solving to make sure patients have access to the drugs they need.
Have prices, in the past, free market prices, have they led, in your opinion, to important medical progress? And if we then turn around and put arbitrary limits on price increases, why say 1% price increases a year rather than 10% or 15%? If we put these arbitrary limits, does that halt medical or hold back medical progress?
I think the statements from the industry should be seen in the light of the policy environment where obviously in the US, where you have free pricing and you have seen some price increases over the years, that when companies come out and say that we also see that we have to play a key role in addressing some of these issues and put a cap on price increases, I think that's a quite forthcoming attitude from the industry. And I believe that in the free market, the industry should be part of addressing these issues. And I see that is actually what is happening now. So I think that's quite good.
You talked about competition in the United States of America and many different players. I know that you've referred to smaller bolt-on acquisitions, single-digit billion-dollar range. We're looking at biopharma and hemophilia. When will you do that? You're settling into this job, but you've obviously got a vision. You've been around since 1991. You know what bits and pieces of this business you want to pick up. So fill in some of the blanks here for us in the market.
So majority of the growth in Novo Nordisk is going to come from our organic development. So we have a very strong R&D machine. We have a leading portfolio in each and every category we compete in. We have the best product in the market or about to bring the best product. So majority of growth is going to come from our organic pipeline. But we do see that we have lower growth in what we call our biopharm area. So when you have a lower growing area, there is an opportunity to bolt on products, late-stage assets that can further accelerate the growth.
Can we see a deal from you in 2017?
I cannot comment on that here on live TV, you know that.